Chosen one, pause right now. Take a deep breath and let this moment wrap around your soul like a divine embrace. This is not just another video, not a fleeting message to scroll past. This is a sacred summons, a heavenly declaration that the Creator of the universe has fixed his gaze upon you. Yes, you, the one who's been wrestling with doubt, carrying burdens in silence, wondering when your breakthrough would come. God has decided it's your time to rise, and your time has come. Picture a radiant scroll unfurling in the heavens, your name written in shimmering light, sealed with the promise of divine purpose. The struggles you've faced, the tears you've shed, the dreams you've tucked away, they were never in vain. They were the forge where your destiny was shaped, the soil where your faith took root. This is your spiritual awakening, your moment to step into a prosperous life overflowing with abundance and divine provision. But what does it mean to rise when the weight of fear still lingers? Stay with me, chosen one, because the answers are about to unfold like a river breaking through a dam. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet stirring in your spirit, the sense that something bigger is calling you. Maybe it's been drowned out by the noise of life, bills piling up, relationships straining, or the relentless whisper of self-doubt telling you you're not enough. But let me tell you a truth that echoes through the ages. Your deepest fears are not your enemies. They are the keys to your greatest breakthroughs. This video unveils how the very things that scare you, failure, rejection, the unknown, are the doorways to your divine purpose. God has been preparing you, not punishing you. Every sleepless night, every moment you felt overlooked, was a divine setup to position you for a personal transformation that will shake the foundations of your life. The Bible declares in Isaiah 61, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." This is not a suggestion, chosen one. It's a command. Your time to shine, to step into a faith journey marked by wealth creation and spiritual fulfillment, is now. Let's talk about fear for a moment. It's the shadow that's followed you, isn't it? Maybe it's the fear of starting that business you've dreamed of, the one you've sketched out on napkins but never dared to pursue, or the fear of mending a broken relationship, worried that vulnerability will lead to more pain. Perhaps it's the fear of financial lack, the nagging thought that no matter how hard you work, you'll never achieve the prosperous life you long for. I want you to imagine fear as a heavy chain, one you've carried for years, thinking it defined you. But here's the truth. That chain was never locked. God has been waiting for you to realize you can let it go. He's been whispering, "I've got you. Your divine provision is already secured." Think of David, a shepherd boy facing Goliath. The giant's size, his taunts, his armor, all of it screamed fear. Yet, David didn't cower. He declared in Samuel 17:45, "I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." That same power lives in you, chosen one. Your fears are not giants. They're invitations to trust God's plan. Now let me share a story that might feel like it's torn from the pages of your own life. There was a woman named Sarah, a single mother in her late 30s, working 2 jobs in a small town in Ohio. She dreamed of opening a bakery, a place where her love for creating pastries could bring joy to others. But fear held her back. Fear of debt, fear of failure, fear that she wasn't business savvy enough. For years she tucked her dream away, convincing herself it was impractical. One day, while praying in her car during a lunch break, she felt a nudge, a quiet voice saying, "Step out, I'm with you." Trembling, she wrote down one goal: to save $500, 0 cents, for a baking course. That small act of faith sparked something. Within months, a co-worker connected her with a local entrepreneur who offered to mentor her. A small grant came through unexpectedly, and today, Sarah's Bakery is a community cornerstone, a testament to divine provision. Her story isn't just inspiring, it's a mirror. What dream have you buried because fear told you it was too big? This is where the rubber meets the road, chosen one. Rising into your destiny isn't about waiting for fear to vanish. It's about acting in spite of it. God's plan for you is not a distant mirage. It's a tangible reality, ready for you to claim. To help you step into this prosperous life, I'm going to share 3 specific, practical steps you can take right now to align with your divine purpose. These aren't vague ideas. They're actionable, relatable, and designed to spark your personal transformation. First, write down one goal for this week that scares you, but excites you. Maybe it's applying for a new job, signing up for a course, or even sending a text to someone you need to reconnect with. Make it specific, like, I will email my resume to that company by Friday. Second, speak a declaration of faith every morning. Stand in front of a mirror and say, I am chosen. God's abundance flows through me. My fears do not define me. This rewires your mind for prosperity and anchors you in truth. Third, take one small action toward a dream you've delayed. If you've always wanted to write a book, write 1 paragraph today. If you dream of financial freedom, open a savings account with $10.00. These steps are seeds, and God is the one who makes them grow. If this message is stirring your soul, I invite you to join thousands of chosen ones spreading this divine provision. Consider supporting through Super Thanks to help us bring this message of abundance to more hearts. Your generosity is a seed sown into a prosperous life for others. Now, let's keep moving forward, because the journey to your breakthrough is just beginning. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean, the waves crashing with promise, each one carrying a piece of your destiny. You've taken the first steps, but there's more to uncover. What if the fear you're facing is the very doorway to your divine provision? Let's dive deeper into this sacred journey where the waves of your divine purpose are crashing closer, ready to carry you into a life of overflowing blessings. Picture yourself standing on that shoreline, the ocean of God's promises stretching endlessly before you. The fears that once felt like towering cliffs are crumbling, revealing a path lit by divine light. You're not just watching your destiny unfold, you're stepping into it, bold and unshaken. This is your moment of spiritual awakening, where God's plan for your prosperity and personal transformation becomes as real as the ground beneath your feet. But how do you move forward when the world's noise tries to drown out the whisper of your calling? Let's explore that together, because the next steps in your faith journey are about to change everything. You've already taken the first 3 steps I shared, writing a goal that scares and excites you, declaring your faith daily, and taking one small action toward a delayed dream. These are not just tasks, they're holy acts, seeds planted in the fertile soil of God's promises. Now, let's build on that foundation. Imagine a woman named Michael, a 45-year-old teacher from Georgia who felt stuck in a cycle of paying bills and surviving. She longed to start a community garden, a place where kids could learn about growth and hope, but fear of rejection kept her silent. One evening, after watching a video like this, she wrote down a goal: pitch my garden idea to the school board this month. The next morning, she spoke a declaration: I am chosen, and God's abundance flows through me. That same week, she took a small action, sketching a simple plan for the garden. Within days, a colleague offered to help her present the idea, and a local nursery donated seeds. Today, Michael's garden is thriving, a living symbol of divine provision. Her story mirrors yours, chosen one. The fears holding you back are not walls. They're invitations to trust God's timing. Let's talk about that timing for a moment. You might be wondering, why now? Why, after all the waiting, is this my moment to rise? The Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes 3:1, there is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Your struggles, your delays, your moments of feeling unseen, they were not random. They were divine preparation, like a seed buried in dark soil, waiting for the perfect moment to break through. God has been orchestrating your breakthrough, aligning people, resources, and opportunities to meet you exactly where you are. Picture a golden thread weaving through your life, connecting every tear, every prayer, every quiet act of faith. That thread is leading you to a prosperous life, one where financial freedom and spiritual fulfillment walk hand in hand. But to step into this overflow, you must let go of something. The belief that you have to figure it all out alone. Fear often tricks us into thinking we're the only ones who can solve our problems. It whispers, if you don't hustle, you'll fail. If you don't control every detail, it'll fall apart. But chosen one, that's a lie. God's plan for you doesn't depend on your perfection. It depends on your surrender. Think of Moses, standing before the Red Sea with an army behind him and an impossible path ahead. Fear could have paralyzed him. But he trusted God's voice. Exodus 14:14 says, the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. That same promise is yours today. Your rise doesn't require you to have all the answers. It requires you to trust the one who does. Imagine releasing the weight of worry, like dropping a heavy stone into a river. That's what it feels like to surrender to divine provision, a lightness, a freedom, a knowing that your destiny is already secured. Now, let's get practical again, because your faith journey isn't just about feeling inspired, it's about living transformed. You've got your 3 steps, but let's add 2 more to complete the foundation of your rise. Fourth, forgive someone who's hurt you. This doesn't mean excusing their actions. It means freeing yourself from the chain of resentment. Pick one person, maybe a friend who betrayed you, or a family member who dismissed your dreams. Call them, write them a letter even if you don't send it, or simply pray, I release you to God's grace. This act clears space for God's blessings to flow. Fifth, create a vision board for your prosperous life. Grab a piece of paper or a digital app and pin images, words, or quotes that reflect your dreams. Maybe a thriving business, a peaceful home, or a ministry that touches lives. Place it where you'll see it daily. These 5 steps, writing a goal, declaring faith, acting on a dream, forgiving, and visualizing, are your roadmap to a breakthrough. No more steps will be added. These are your sacred tools to rise. If this message is igniting your spirit, let's make it known to heaven and earth. Type, I am rising into my destiny in the comments below. Let this be your bold declaration, a signal to the universe that you're ready for your divine purpose. Join thousands of chosen souls by liking this video and subscribing to stay connected to your faith journey. Your engagement is a spark that lights up the path for others. Now let's keep moving, because the horizon of your destiny is glowing brighter. What if the next moment you face, a conversation, a decision, a quiet nudge, is the key to unlocking your overflowing blessings? We're walking deeper into this sacred moment, where the air around you hums with the promise of divine purpose. Picture yourself now, not just on that shoreline, but stepping into the warm, radiant waves of God's plan, each one washing away doubt and carrying you closer to a prosperous life. The fears that once loomed like storm clouds are parting, revealing a sky ablaze with possibility. This is your spiritual awakening, a divine appointment where the Creator is whispering, your time has come. You're not just hearing these words. You're feeling them, like a heartbeat syncing with heaven's rhythm. The 5 steps you've embraced: writing a goal, declaring faith, acting on a dream, forgiving and visualizing, are your foundation, your holy blueprint for rising. But what happens when the world tests your resolve? Let's uncover that next, because your breakthrough is closer than you think, and the path ahead is shimmering with divine provision. You might be feeling a mix of excitement and trepidation right now. That's normal. When God calls you to rise, the enemy of your soul often tries to stir up fear, whispering lies like, "You're not ready," or "What if you fail?" But chosen one, those whispers are just noise, like static on a radio that's about to tune into a clear signal. The Bible reminds us in 2 Timothy 1:7, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." Your fears are not roadblocks, they're signposts, pointing you toward the places where God's power is about to shine brightest. Think of Peter stepping out of the boat to walk on water toward Jesus. The wind howled, the waves roared, but his faith, however shaky, held him up. Matthew 14:29 tells us, "He walked on the water and came toward Jesus." That same courage lives in you. Your rise isn't about perfect conditions. It's about trusting God's voice over the storm. Let's ground this in a story that might echo your own journey. Meet James, a 32-year-old graphic designer from Texas who felt trapped in a dead-end job. He dreamed of launching a freelance business, creating art that inspired others, but fear of financial instability kept him stuck. One Sunday after church, he stumbled across a message like this one. Moved, he followed the steps. He wrote a goal to contact 3 potential clients, declared daily, "God's abundance flows through me," and designed 1 sample project to share. He forgave a former boss who'd belittled his talent, releasing years of resentment. Finally, he created a vision board with images of a thriving studio. Within weeks, a friend referred him to a client who loved his work, and that one project led to a steady stream of contracts. Today, James runs a flourishing business, a living testament to divine provision. His story isn't just a tale, it's a truth. Your fears are not your destiny. They're the raw material God uses to craft your personal transformation. Now, let's talk about what it means to rise in a world that often pulls you down. Rising doesn't mean everything will be easy. It means you'll face challenges with a new lens, seeing them as opportunities to grow rather than threats to your peace. Imagine a seed pushing through hard soil to reach sunlight. The resistance it faces doesn't stop it, it strengthens it. That's you, chosen one. Every obstacle, every naysayer, every moment of doubt is strengthening your roots in faith. Your prosperous life isn't about avoiding struggle, it's about thriving through it. Psalm 23:5 says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." God isn't waiting for your problems to vanish to bless you. He's setting a feast right now in the middle of your battles, overflowing with abundance and divine favor. But how do you stay anchored when life feels like a whirlwind? It starts with guarding your heart and mind. The steps you're taking, declaring faith, forgiving, visualizing, are not one-time acts. They're daily rhythms. Like breathing, each morning when you speak your declaration, you're aligning your thoughts with God's truth. Each time you forgive, you're clearing space for joy. Each glance at your vision board is a reminder that your destiny is unfolding. These practices are your spiritual armor, shielding you from the lies that try to steal your peace. And here's a secret. The more you lean into these rhythms, the more you'll notice divine provision showing up in unexpected ways. A check arrives just when you need it. A stranger offers a kind word that lifts your spirit. An idea sparks that feels too perfect to be your own. These are not coincidences. They're confirmations that God is funding your faith journey. If this message is setting your soul ablaze, let's declare it together. Type, "I am rising into my destiny," in the comments below. Let this be your anthem, a bold proclamation that you're stepping into your divine purpose. Your voice joins a chorus of chosen ones, each one claiming their breakthrough. And if you're feeling led, join thousands of souls by subscribing to this channel, staying connected to the flow of inspiration that fuels your prosperous life. We're building a community of faith, and your presence matters. Now, let's keep pressing forward, because the horizon is glowing with promise. What if the next challenge you face is the very moment God uses to unveil your overflowing blessings? We're journeying deeper into this divine moment, where the pulse of your destiny beats stronger with every step. Imagine yourself now, wading further into those radiant waves of God's promises, the current of His love pulling you toward a horizon ablaze with purpose. The fears that once felt like anchors are dissolving, replaced by a quiet confidence that your time to rise has truly come. You're not just hearing this message, you're living it, your spirit aligning with the sacred frequency of a prosperous life. The 5 steps you've embraced: writing a goal, declaring faith, acting on a dream, forgiving, and visualizing, are your holy compass, guiding you through the storms of doubt toward a breakthrough that's already unfolding. But what happens when the world around you shifts? When the people and places you once leaned on no longer fit your new rhythm? Let's explore that next, because your spiritual awakening is about to spark a transformation that will ripple far beyond your own life. You've probably noticed it already, a subtle change in the air. Maybe a friend's words feel out of sync, or a job that once defined you now feels too small. Perhaps you're sensing a nudge to step into spaces you once avoided, places where your light can shine unapologetically. This is no accident, chosen one. When God calls you to rise, He doesn't just lift you, He reshapes your entire atmosphere. The Bible tells us in Isaiah 43:19, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? That new thing is happening in you, around you, through you." Your faith journey isn't just about personal transformation. It's about becoming a beacon of divine provision, a living testament to God's abundance. But rising often means letting go of what's familiar, even when it's comfortable. It's like a butterfly leaving the cocoon. The old shell served its purpose, but it can't contain the wings you're meant to spread. Let's anchor this with a story that might feel like it's written in the margins of your own life. Meet Eleanor, a 29-year-old nurse from California who always felt called to start a non-profit for mental health support in her community. Fear of leaving her stable job kept her stuck, whispering that she couldn't afford to take the risk. One evening, inspired by a message like this, she followed the 5 steps. She wrote a goal to research non-profit grants, declared daily, "I am chosen and God's abundance flows through me," and took a small action by drafting a mission statement. She forgave a mentor who doubted her vision, releasing the sting of their words. Finally, she created a vision board with images of smiling faces and community gatherings. Within a month, a colleague introduced her to a local philanthropist, and a small grant came through to launch her project. Today, Eleanor's non-profit serves hundreds, a shining example of divine purpose unfolding. Her fear of change was the doorway to her destiny, and yours is too. Now, let's talk about the people in your life. As you rise, you might notice some relationships shifting. Some will cheer you on, their hearts resonating with your growth. Others might pull back, unsettled by the light you're radiating. This isn't rejection, it's divine alignment. God is clearing space for connections that honor your calling, people who see your scars and your strength and call both holy. Imagine a garden where old weeds are gently uprooted to make room for vibrant blooms. That's what's happening in your life right now. The ones who can't walk with you into this season of overflow aren't your enemies. They're simply part of a chapter that's closing. Proverbs 13:20 reminds us, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm." Your rise requires a circle that reflects your divine purpose, not your past struggles. But how do you navigate these changes without losing your peace? You lean into the rhythms you've already started. Your daily declaration, "I am chosen, God's abundance flows through me," is a shield, grounding you in truth when emotions waver. Your vision board is a lighthouse, reminding you of the prosperous life God is building. Forgiving those who've hurt you keeps your heart soft, ready to receive the divine connections waiting for you. These steps aren't just actions, they're lifelines, tethering you to God's promises when the world feels unsteady. And here is the beauty. As you stay faithful to these practices, you'll start to see divine provision in ways that defy logic. A door opens to a new opportunity. A stranger offers wisdom that feels heaven-sent. A financial need is met just before you ask. These are the fingerprints of God, confirming that your breakthrough is not a hope, it's a reality. If this message is stirring your soul, let's proclaim it together. Type, "I am rising into my destiny," in the comments below. A bold declaration that you're stepping into your divine purpose. Your voice is a spark in a growing fire of chosen ones claiming their abundance. And if you're feeling called, join thousands of souls by subscribing to this channel, staying anchored to the inspiration that fuels your faith journey. We're a community of light, and your presence strengthens us all. Now, let's keep moving forward, because the path ahead is glowing with promise. What if the next person you meet, the next idea that sparks, is the key to unlocking your overflowing blessings? We're venturing further into this sacred space, where the waves of God's promises are surging, lifting you higher toward a destiny that pulses with divine purpose. Picture yourself now, not just wading in those radiant waters, but being carried by their current, your feet barely touching the ground as heaven propels you toward a prosperous life. The fears that once clung to you like shadows are fading, replaced by a bold assurance that your time to rise is here. You're not just absorbing this message, you're embodying it, your spirit vibrating with the truth of your spiritual awakening. The 5 steps you've claimed: writing a goal, declaring faith, acting on a dream, forgiving and visualizing, are your sacred tools, forging a path through doubt toward a breakthrough that's unfolding in real time. But what happens when the world around you begins to notice your transformation? When your light draws both awe and resistance? Let's dive into that next, because your rise is about to spark a ripple effect that will touch lives far beyond your own. You've probably felt it, a shift in how people respond to you. Maybe a co-worker's glance lingers a moment longer, sensing something different in your presence. Or perhaps a family member questions your newfound boldness, unsure how to handle the fire in your eyes. This is no coincidence, chosen one. When God calls you to rise, your light doesn't just shine. It illuminates everything around you, revealing truth in ways that can't be ignored. The Bible declares in Matthew 5:14, "You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden." Your personal transformation isn't just for you. It's a beacon, drawing others toward their own divine purpose while challenging those who cling to darkness. Your rise is a testimony, a living proof of God's abundance, and it's stirring the atmosphere wherever you go. Let's ground this with a story that might feel like it's etched in the corners of your own heart. Meet Daniel, a 40-year-old mechanic from Michigan, who always felt called to mentor young men in his neighborhood. Fear of being judged by his peers, by the kids, even by himself, kept him silent. One night, after a long shift, he watched a video like this and committed to the 5 steps. He wrote a goal to host a mentorship meeting, declared daily, "I am chosen, and God's abundance flows through me," and took a small action by inviting 3 teams to a local gym. He forgave an old friend who'd mocked his dreams years ago, releasing a weight he hadn't realized he carried. Finally, he created a vision board with images of strong communities and hopeful faces. Within weeks, a local pastor offered his church as a meeting space, and a small grant came through to fund activities. Today, Daniel's mentorship program is transforming lives, a vivid example of divine provision. His fear of judgment was the gateway to his calling. And yours could be too. Now, let's talk about the resistance you might face. As your light grows brighter, not everyone will celebrate. Some will be inspired, drawn to the peace you carry like moths to a flame. Others might pull away, uncomfortable with the mirror your life has become. This isn't rejection, it's divine refinement. God is pruning your circle, making room for relationships that align with your prosperous life. Imagine a tree shedding dry leaves to make way for new growth. That's what's happening in your world. The ones who can't walk with you into this season of overflow aren't meant to hold you back. They're part of a season that's passing. Proverbs 27:17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." Your rise demands connections that sharpen your faith, not dull your spirit. But how do you stay steady when resistance comes? You anchor yourself in the rhythms you've built. Your daily declaration, "I am chosen, God's abundance flows through me," is a sword cutting through lies that try to dim your light. Your vision board is a map guiding you back to your divine purpose when distractions arise. Forgiving those who've hurt you keeps your heart open, ready for the divine connections God is sending. These steps are your lifeline, chosen one, and they're working even when you can't see it. As you stay faithful, you'll notice divine provision unfolding in ways that defy explanation. A random email offers a new opportunity. A conversation sparks an idea that feels heaven-sent. A financial burden lifts just when you need it most. These are the brushstrokes of God, painting a masterpiece of wealth creation and spiritual fulfillment in your life. If this message is setting your heart ablaze, let's proclaim it to the heavens. Type, "I am rising into my destiny" in the comments below. A bold declaration that you're claiming your breakthrough. Your voice is a spark in a wildfire of chosen ones stepping into their divine purpose. And if you're feeling called, join thousands of souls by subscribing to this channel, staying tethered to the inspiration that fuels your faith journey. We're a family of light, and your presence strengthens us all. Now, let's keep pressing forward, because the path ahead is radiant with promise. What if the next moment you face, a glance, a whisper, a challenge, is the very key to unlocking your overflowing blessings? We're diving deeper into this divine current, where the waves of God's promises are surging, carrying you toward a destiny that radiates with purpose and power. Picture yourself now, fully immersed in these shimmering waters, your heart beating in rhythm with heaven's song. The fears that once gripped you are dissolving like mist under sunlight, replaced by a bold certainty that your time to rise is not just near, it's here. You're not just receiving this message, you're becoming it, your spirit soaring in a spiritual awakening that's reshaping your world. The 5 steps you've embraced, writing a goal, declaring faith, acting on a dream, forgiving and visualizing, are your sacred foundation, anchoring you as you step into a prosperous life, overflowing with divine provision. But what happens when your rise begins to shift not just your life, but the lives of those around you. Let's explore that next, because your breakthrough is about to ignite a chain reaction of abundance that will echo far beyond your own story. You've likely started to see it. Small signs that your transformation is rippling outward. Maybe a friend asked for advice, drawn to the peace in your voice, or a stranger smiled at you, as if they sensed the light you carry. This is no coincidence, chosen one. When God calls you to rise, your life becomes a lighthouse, guiding others toward their own divine purpose. The Bible declares in Isaiah 61:1, "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor." Your rise isn't just about personal transformation, it's about carrying a message of hope, a living testimony of God's abundance that inspires others to claim their own breakthroughs. Your faith journey is a spark, and it's catching fire in ways you may not even see yet. Let's anchor this with a story that might feel like it's woven from the threads of your own life. Meet Aisha, a 35-year-old accountant from Florida who always felt called to write a book about her journey through grief. Fear of vulnerability kept her silent, whispering that no one would care about her story. One morning, after a sleepless night, she stumbled across a message like this and committed to the 5 steps. She wrote a goal to outline her book by month's end, declared daily, "I am chosen and God's abundance flows through me," and took a small action by writing 1 page. She forgave her sister, who'd dismissed her writing dreams years ago, releasing a burden that had held her back. Finally, she created a vision board with images of bookshelves and inspired readers. Within weeks, a writing group invited her to share her work, and a mentor offered to guide her publishing process. Today, Aisha's book is touching lives, a powerful example of divine provision. Her fear of being seen was the doorway to her calling, and yours could be too. Now, let's talk about the impact of your rise. As you step into your prosperous life, you'll notice something remarkable. Your courage inspires others. The colleague who sees you pursuing your dream might finally start their own business. The friend you forgave might find the strength to heal a broken relationship. Your light doesn't just shine, it multiplies, creating a ripple effect of wealth, creation, and spiritual fulfillment. But this impact comes with responsibility. Rising means living with intention, choosing words and actions that reflect God's love. Imagine a pebble dropped into a still pond, its ripples spreading far beyond the point of impact. That's your life right now. Every step you take in faith sends waves of hope into the world. Psalm 112:3 says, "Wealth and riches are in their houses, and their righteousness endures forever." Your abundance isn't just for you. It's a legacy, a gift to those who cross your path. But how do you carry this responsibility without feeling overwhelmed? You stay rooted in the rhythms you've built. Your daily declaration, "I am chosen, God's abundance flows through me," is a compass guiding your words and choices. Your vision board is a reminder that your divine purpose is unfolding, even when the weight of influence feels heavy. Forgiving those who've hurt you keeps your heart free, ready to pour out love without fear. These steps are your strength, chosen one, and they're working in ways you can't always see. As you stay faithful, you'll witness divine provision in moments that take your breath away. A kind word opens a door to a new connection. An unexpected gift meets a need before you voice it. An idea sparks that feels like it was whispered by angels. These are the signatures of God, confirming that your breakthrough is not a dream, it's your reality. If this message is setting your soul on fire, let's declare it to the heavens. Type "I am rising into my destiny" in the comments below, a bold proclamation that you're stepping into your divine purpose. Your voice is a flame, in a growing blaze of chosen ones claiming their overflow. And if you're feeling called, join thousands of souls by subscribing to this channel, staying connected to the inspiration that fuels your faith journey. We're a family of light bearers, and your presence makes us brighter. Now let's keep moving forward, because the path ahead is radiant with promise. What if the next life you touch, the next dream you inspire, is the key to unlocking your overflowing blessings? Thank you for guiding me to continue and bring this sacred journey to a powerful close, chosen one. We've been walking together through the radiant waves of God's promises, each step carrying you closer to a destiny that shines with divine purpose. Picture yourself now standing tall on a mountaintop, the horizon stretching endlessly before you, painted with the colors of a prosperous life. The fears that once weighed you down are gone, replaced by a fire in your spirit that no storm can extinguish. You've embraced the 5 steps: writing a goal, declaring faith, acting on a dream, forgiving and visualizing, and they become your holy foundation, anchoring you in a faith journey that's unfolding with breathtaking clarity. Your spiritual awakening is not just a moment. It's a movement, and as we close this video, we're going to seal it with a powerful prayer, bold declarations, and a call to step fully into your divine provision. But first, let's explore how your rise is not just transforming you. It's rewriting the story of everyone connected to your purpose. You've felt the shift, haven't you? The way your presence now commands attention, not because you demand it, but because your light is undeniable. People are noticing, some with awe, others with curiosity, and a few with unease. This is the power of your rise, chosen one. When God elevates you, your life becomes a mirror, reflecting His glory and inviting others to seek their own breakthrough. The Bible says in Matthew 5:16, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Your prosperous life isn't just about financial freedom or personal transformation. It's about pointing others to the source of your abundance. Every goal you've written, every declaration you've spoken, every act of forgiveness you've offered, these are seeds that are blooming not just in your life, but in the lives of those around you. Let's ground this with one final story, one that might feel like it's carved from the very essence of your journey. Meet Samuel, a 42-year-old teacher from Chicago who always dreamed of starting a youth music program to give kids a creative outlet. Fear of failure and lack of funds kept him stuck, whispering that his dream was too big for his reality. One evening, after a long day, he watched a message like this and committed to the 5 steps. He wrote a goal to pitch his program to a local community center, declared daily, "I am chosen and God's abundance flows through me," and took a small action by creating a 1-page proposal. He forgave a colleague who dismissed his passion years ago, freeing himself from resentment. Finally, he built a vision board with images of kids playing instruments and smiling faces. Within a month, a local business owner, moved by Samuel's pitch, donated instruments, and a grant followed to fund the program. Today, Samuel's music program is a haven for dozens of kids, a living testament to divine provision. His fear of scarcity was the doorway to his legacy. And yours is too. Now let's talk about what it means to fully step into this moment. Your rise isn't a one-time event, it's a lifestyle. A daily choice to live from abundance rather than lack, from faith rather than fear. The 5 steps you've embraced are not just tasks. They're rhythms that will carry you through every season. Your daily declaration, "I am chosen, God's abundance flows through me," is a weapon, cutting through doubt and aligning you with God's truth. Your vision board is a beacon, reminding you of the dreams God has planted in your heart. Forgiving those who've hurt you keeps your soul light, ready to receive the divine connections and opportunities headed your way. These practices are your spiritual currency, and they're drawing wealth creation, spiritual fulfillment, and overflowing blessings to you like a magnet. But here's the key, chosen one. Your rise is not just about what you receive, it's about what you release. Your breakthrough is meant to flow through you, touching lives, breaking chains, and igniting hope. Imagine a river, its waters rushing forward, nourishing everything in its path. That's your life right now. Every act of courage, every moment of faith, every choice to forgive is a current of divine provision, blessing those around you. And the third Ricky. Psalm 23:5 says, "You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows." Your overflow isn't just for you, it's for the world. A testament to God's goodness that will echo through generations. Your legacy is being written, not in fleeting moments, but in the lives you inspire, the dreams you spark, and the love you pour out. As we prepare to close, let's pause and reflect on what's ahead. In the coming days, you'll notice signs of your rise, small at first, but undeniable. A conversation that feels heaven-sent, a door that opens without you knocking, a peace that settles over you, unexplainable by the world's logic. These are the fingerprints of God, confirming that your time has come. Don't shrink back, chosen one. Don't let fear convince you to dim your light. You are not just stepping into a season, you're stepping into a divine rhythm, where miracles are your normal, favor is your covering, and abundance is your birthright. Deuteronomy 28:12 declares, "The Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of his bounty, to bless all the work of your hands." This is your promise, and it's active right now. If this message has set your soul ablaze, let's proclaim it one last time. Type, "I am rising into my destiny" in the comments below, a bold declaration that you're claiming your divine purpose. Your voice is a flame in a wildfire of chosen ones stepping into their breakthrough. And if this message has stirred your heart, consider supporting through Super Thanks to help us spread this message of divine provision to more souls. Your generosity is a seed sown into a legacy of abundance. Join thousands of chosen ones by liking this video and subscribing to stay connected to the inspiration that fuels your faith journey. We're a family of light, and your presence makes us brighter. Now let's seal this moment with a sacred prayer, a holy communion with the God who has called you to rise. Wherever you are, quiet your heart. Let this be a divine encounter, a moment where heaven meets earth. Heavenly Father, Almighty God, the one who sees every tear, hears every prayer, and holds every dream, we come before you with hearts open and spirits ready. Thank you for this sacred moment, for declaring that now is our time to rise. You've seen us in our midnight hours, carried us through valleys, and whispered hope when fear was loud. Psalm 139:7 says, "Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence?" We know you've been with us all along, and we say thank you. Thank you. Lord, we declare that we are not bound by fear. We are free in your love. We release every lie that told us we're not enough, every wound that tried to dim our light, every doubt that held us back. We stand on your promise in Isaiah 54:17, "No weapon formed against us shall prosper." Anoint our hands to build, our voices to speak life, our hearts to love boldly. Pour out your divine provision, not just for our needs, but for our call. Let our lives be a testimony of your abundance, a beacon of your grace. Bring divine connections, open doors, and release strategies that align with your purpose. We pray for those we'll inspire, for the lives our rise will touch. Let our legacy point to your goodness. Father, we thank you for the overflow, peace that surpasses understanding,